My name is Becky Ajay. SBECAN is our trademark for all Cuban trained graduates. We have an association, another association that is called SBECAN Association. So this one is the ladies' wing of the SBECAN Association. The idea behind the Congress was to bring all the ladies of the association, that's the SBECAN Association, together as a group. The main objective is to be a very strong and formidable group, a women's group in the country and even the world at large.
I'm Selorm, and most importantly, SBECAN. I'm privileged to be part of this maiden edition of your Congress, and I cannot help but join the various speakers to express my gratitude to all the women who have made this possible. We're here this afternoon to have an informal discussion on health, especially women's health, which is a very broad topic. So we will just have some overviews of this, and then, like I said, it's going to be a very informal discussion. So we want everybody to participate. We want it to be a participatory kind of thing. As a man, I suffer from low voice, but no low sperm count. So, if there is anything I say that you don't hear me very well, please draw my attention to it, and then I'll try and repeat myself. We're discussing health. The question is, what is health? To our understanding, what is health? I know so many people will have, what the concept of health or definition of health in various forms or ways. But it is the state of a complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So we realize that it's a very broad topic. When we talk of health, men and women usually have many of the same health problems, but some diseases and conditions are more common in women. Conditions such as menopause, pregnancy. Has anybody seen a man pregnant before? Somebody say yes. Where? A witch. Hey. Wow. I see. Pregnant. And where did that happen? Medina. And when the keynote speaker was delivering the notes, she said something that I'm hearing for the very first time today, and that makes women very, very special. For the sake of women, God made a negative pronouncement for the first time in the Bible. And he said, it is not, not just it is not, but good. It is not good. And that is, for his work to be perfect, so the woman has to come into being. And I'm hearing this for the very first time. So it tells us that women are very special. So that comes to confirm all the good attributes of women, being very sensitive to their partners, they are taking care of their children and all that, and in so doing tend to forget about their own problems. So women most of the time will forget about their problems and rather concentrate on others, which at the end of the day becomes or compounds the problem when they get to realize they do have. So we want to look at the tips, what women need to do in order to be in good health and all that. So I'll say that women should first take care of themselves. First, take care of. It's only when you are in good health that you can extend helping hand to somebody. So first, take care of yourself. Women need to plan their pregnancies and see their healthcare providers regularly while they are pregnant. Sorry? Oh, yes. But as you continue to be woman, you would always want to impart knowledge to your offspring. So it is very, very, very important. I'm a father of 3 girls, and from puberty, funny enough, all my girls they've started menstruating. Wow. Yes. my last girl is 10 years. She was 11 on the 11th of September, and she's menstruating already. Wow. I bought pad for her. Oh yes. I buy her pad. I buy. You come to my house and as if I have the factory for what's the name of the parts. So yes. Even though I'm a man, I continue to impact and teach them how to go about, We need, as women, to get regular checkups and screenings. Early detection is very important in the treatment of all health conditions. As women, we need to regularly exercise to enhance or maintain physical fitness and overall health and wellness. We need to practice healthy eating habits. We need to have balanced diets. And as much as possible, try to reduce stress. We need to have enough rest as women. Sometimes the woman goes to the office, comes back, need to prepare for the family food and all that. And the stress, you see, sometimes the men believe they are the breadwinners of the family and they do all the donkey work and tend to ignore all the sacrifices that the woman will have to go through. I recently heard about a woman who has been asked to stay at home and kind of a full-time basis, take care of children and all that. And the woman thinks she has a lot of energy and she has a lot to offer. So she wants, to go out and put her energy and all the skills she's acquired into use. And this has become a serious issue in the house. Like I said, we need to have regular checkup and screenings. As you are aging, a lot of conditions will set in. So we need to screening for ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, all the cancers we can think of, all the infections that comes with being a woman. Somebody asked me, I'm 45. I'm yet to make a baby. What is the best advice for me as a woman? And I asked her, Have you ever been pregnant? She says no. How long have you been married? He says 35 years. You say, oh, this can never be true. The person is 45. Yes. No, 35 and the person is 45, so 10 years. Even though it's possible somewhere, but mostly not. I know children who have been given out for marriages and all that. But, ideally it shouldn't be. And upon interrogations, we realized that the woman had, even due to stress, has even forgotten when she got married. For the simple reason that she's going under too much stress, both externally and internally. And this woman, for no fault of hers, is happening to find herself in the present situation. The reason is that the man has always, every man is seen to be capable of making babies. Okay? So when there is no pregnancy coming, because we live in a system where webmhd is the oba who cannot make babies. So when there are issues, the concentration is always on the woman. This woman has been to the hospitals and whatnot and all that, and she's been told, oh, everything is fine, everything is fine. But unfortunately, she's never had the chance of going to the hospital with the husband. Then she comes to you and says that, oh, as for me, is it possible to talk to him so that sometimes you get their numbers, you talk to them, and out of respect, they want to come see you. In some instances, they claim, oh, Mikunde, she doesn't have a problem. The naivety of a woman. Oh, Mikunde, it's okay. Oh, he doesn't have a problem. Only for you, and some even go to the extent of telling you, oh, Mikunde only obia obeye bosumi mienu 2 months ago. Only for you to invite the person, bring the person to you, talk to the person agrees to go through screening and all that. Only for you to find out that the man is completely azoospermic.
What's the word?
Azoospermic. He doesn't produce sperm at all. Azoospermic. I'm pronouncing it because we are Spanish. Okay. Azoospermia. So the Englishman will say azoospermic. Okay. And this woman has been with the man over this period of how many years? And you see, the single most important factor that affects the woman is age. So as you are aging, your fertility clock kind of thickens. So once it's thickened, then age is catching up. And the woman, I always will liken the woman to a sack of maize or rice. Okay? You buy the sack, you open, especially the maize. The moment you open the sack, ubia, you can toast it or you can do everything to it. And anytime you fetch, the volume reduces. It doesn't replenish. Into Obabia is born with a number of oocytes or eggs that she has in her. So from the reserve goes dormant. From the very moment you start menstruating, the reserve is activated. And every month you have your period, the quantity reduces. So your reserve diminishes or depletes as you are aging. Depending on how many you have in there, as you are aging, it goes down. As he lives, or she lives with the man, at the end of thinking that she has a problem. But indeed, she has no I mean, there's no established problem with the woman, but for the failure of the man to go to the hospital to get themselves checked, the woman has now grown to the extent or the level where Nadia so says, see, the problem is compounded. And all these things will put so much stress. You go through the levels and then you get to the stage of menopause, and that is it. That is it for you as a woman. So it means that even if as a woman you can get pregnant, a third party will have to come in. Meaning that somebody, your eggs are not viable or you don't even produce them anymore. A third party will have to come in, donate eggs for you, and and sometimes in this instance where the man doesn't produce an egg, then it means that you need a donor sperm and a donor egg for you to be able to make a baby. So then you go for donor embryo. You need a third party from female side, third party, or I don't know whether to say fourth party, and then together you can make a baby. No, it depends. I've even seen cases where at age 22 they have premature menopause, premature ovarian failure. If the ovaries are not producing anymore, then it means you have to resort to a third party. 28. Yes.
Menopause.
Yes. Mostly it's between the age of 35 to about 55. You see, but yes, you can have conditions that will trigger menopause. And in cases where the woman has had her uterus removed and all that, then you see. So there are a lot that goes on, and it puts a lot of women under some situations that make it very difficult. And we live in a society where the man's issue is never talked about. So men always have a field day, they go about their things. Even with all the problems they have, it's never seen. It's the woman who always goes through these issues. So as a woman, you need to have yourself checked. It is only when you are able to go through these checks that you can confidently say that, yes, I don't have this or I don't have that. But if you fail to check yourself, then you wouldn't have any moral right to even tell your parents, oh, no, I'm not. Because you also have all the fear that, oh, yes, hey, could it be that I'm this or I'm that? And now, wow. So it is very important. All these things like conditions of women will eventually lead to fertility problems. If you have ovarian cancer, then it means the ovaries because that is the production house of your eggs. So if the ovaries are sick, then there will be nothing that comes in from there. If you have uterine cancer, then it means that your uterus is diseased. There's no pregnancy that can, establish in there. You have PCOS. It means that the ovaries are not producing eggs, quality eggs, and then will lead to. So if you get yourself checked early, then you will be able to, because there's always a way around it. So that we don't wait till when the problems or the situation is gone bad before we start running helter-skelter looking for solutions. As women continue to be born, there's always going to be problems. Even if we are not affected by some of these problems. We know of a relative, or we have a sister or a daughter who also has a problem and all that. We should be able to advise them as to what they need to do. Like I said, you can confidently tell your man in the face that I don't have this, I don't have that, because you have gone and have yourself checked. If you haven't done that, How do you then prove to the person? How would you handle a husband who refuses to go to the hospital with you? No, it's just a question. I want answers to. How would you handle a husband who refuses to go to the hospital with you?
As I was saying, every man would like to father a child. And so if a man refuses to go to the hospital for a checkup, on such an issue, it means the man knows he has a problem. Most of them know they have a problem. And so they refuse to go to the hospital to be exposed. They wouldn't take it like, the doctor telling them in front of their wife that they are infertile or something. So there's always a way.
But in the instance where the man tells you, oh, me need problem because now me will be 2 months ago.
Yeah, I even have a case now.
Good.
But
That's the thing.
You still have to
Okay.
take a personal interest in it.
Good. Right. So in all this, we should, because usually when we talk about empowerment, women empowerment, what comes into mind is financial status or education or whatever. But we should be empowered as women to be able to take care of our health. So you should know as a woman what is wrong with you at every stage so that you can confidently be able to face some of these issues. But if we don't do that, then it makes it difficult to challenge some of these things that come up. Because we live in a system where society would put pressure on the woman, will say so many things about the woman even if it's not true. And we tend to accept it. Luckily for us, probably all of us have been able to go through this, and without any problems. But yes, we should be able to advise people out there to go for periodic checkups. Because, look, if we don't and we allow ourselves as women to go through all these things and then find ourselves in serious problems later, it takes a lot to be able to get over it. I know a few. Let me tell you something. Just yesterday night, I was in bed around 3:50 a.m. and my nurse calls me and says, I hear there is a lady at the hospital looking for you. She's been mentioning your name, that she has an appointment with you at 6 a.m. And she is there at the hospital 3:46. And all but no, the woman had no slippers or shoes on. The woman has no slippers, no shoes. All background shattered and to man and one friend appointment at this time. I looked at the time and I said, I don't remember. She says she spoke to you and you gave her, the previous day, and I gave the appointment that, and I said, even if I did give the appointment, it's 6 o'clock. Now 3 o'clock, I'm at the hospital. So then the secretary also calls and says, boss, do you know anybody called this, that? I said, no, I don't remember even the name. Obviously, sir. But here there's this person at the hospital and Obo your colleague's name and that. Yeah. Then it means somebody who is seen you before. When 6 o'clock I had a procedure I was supposed to do. So I went back there 6 o'clock only to meet the person. In fact, I had wanted to go there around that time, 3 something. Then my wife advised, no, don't go. You see the panel in shot idea and all that. I don't think into Menko. I said, okay, I didn't go. So 6 o'clock I went there and I was told the person has left. And the way I'm going to describe the idea, no, it's like, you see, psycho. Yes. She says she's 6 months pregnant and she came to the hospital 5 years ago and blah, 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 and all that. And even when she was leaving the hospital, I hear she had to go with her. But now, she had the okra bottle. also a bottle with, you know, just a cloth wrapped around her. And look, you see, and these are some of the things that women will be put through. One here, I won't say, I come out problem for. So I'm told my time is almost up. And like I said, it's a very broad topic. And you need a whole day to be able to discuss some of these things. But as women, we need to take charge of our health. We need to take control of our health. And nobody can do that for us except we ourselves. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
I'm a member of the Esbekan Ladies Association. The Ladies Association is a wing of the main Esbekan group. Today, I was amazed when I saw the turnout, and I think we have been able to achieve our aim. We're trying to bring us together to discuss issues concerning Esbekan ladies, you know, our problems and our aspirations, you know, sharing our problems and knowing where each other works and where each other does. Yeah, so that when you need help, you know whom to follow.
I'm Mrs. Emilia Kotipapa Few, and I also schooled in Cuba. And we gathered today here, the ladies, because there's already an umbrella association which covers all students from Cuba. And as we all know, when you put the men and the women together, there are issues that some women are not able to bring out. And so we are kind of overshadowed by the men and what is happening, because we are now grown up with families and we all have challenges in our family lives. And so it has made some of our members, especially the women, to be timid and not to come out to voice out whatever they feel for us to help. So this is an occasion we are trying to come together, open up the environment for them and give them the platform to be able to come out and tell us the challenges they are facing, and also to reorganize ourselves to, you know, help the society. And this group, for the first time, our meeting has been very successful. What our expectations were have been met. We had some of our members who were in the shadows and couldn't come out as women to participate in what is going on in the country, were able to voice it out. And so this has given us the opportunity to go back, the organizers to go back and reorganize ourselves and the information that we have gathered, and then come out with concrete activities that will impact in our own lives as well as the society as a whole.